What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I just saw the weigh-in between Anthony Joshua. The guy was 17 stones, coming in a lot bigger than his opponent. It was about a 238 pounds. So he was a little leaner than normal, but you could tell that in the heavyweight division is different than other divisions because there's no set weight. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you works for you. He's taking on Alexander Povetkin, and I'll tell you something about Alexander. Despite the drug allegations, he did get popped a couple times, with certain substances, but he has one hell of a resume. You can't overlook the guys that he's beat. He's beat Chris Bird. He's beat Carlos Takam. He's beat Mike Perez. The fight he had with Klitschko, that was his only loss. It was about 160 clinches. It was a classic Klitschko fight where he did a lot of holding. He hold your head down, so he did a lot of things in there, and he didn't even really want to go for the knockout. So he didn't really initiate the fight. He just basically did enough to win. So this guy is a threat. You know what I mean? He's been in there with a lot of guys. He's beat a lot of guys. He's only lost once. He's like 34, 1-24. Okay. Going against Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is the betting favorite on this fight, but that's betting odds. One thing I will say about Anthony Joshua, he's realistic about winning and losing, and he stated in the heavyweight division, one punch can change it all. That's boxing, period, a lot of times, and especially in the heavyweight division, so, the comments that Anthony Joshua did say about losing, he said, well, if Sugar Ray Robinson can lose, who am I to think that I couldn't lose or go through my career without a loss? Along with Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard and, other Muhammad Ali, other guys that have suffered defeat. Who am I to think that, this can't happen to me? You know what I mean? So I like that approach. I will say that because a lot of fighters, they don't speak that truly about their careers, and about losing. Because, anyone could lose. Manny Pacquiao used to, say the same thing. Hey, yeah, I hope to win. You know what I mean? But losing is a reality and it could happen. A lot of people would criticize Anthony Joshua and to say, well, hey, maybe that's, his maybe he's hinting at possibly losing one day. Well, maybe he is, you know what I mean? But he's stating the facts. I don't think that he intends on losing. I think that's a better cushion, so to speak. If he does actually ever lose, he would know, okay, how to handle that. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't lost since 2011, in the amateurs. But another thing, speaking of amateurs, Alexander and Anthony, these guys are both gold Olympians. So it's gold versus gold. You know what I mean? So, you're looking at guys with a good boxing pedigree, and I don't think Alexander comes to lose. I think, he's been wanting his shot for a while. The allegations, the unfortunate allegations, due to his own doing, of the ped use. He missed his shot at Deontay Wilder, so, I think this here, and he realizes that, hey, I'm going to really take this seriously. The guy just turned 39 years old. So I don't think that he has time I don't think he'll have another opportunity after this, and if he can get inside, and that really depends on the referee and who's refereeing this fight. If it's a referee that allows inside punching and inside fighting without a lot of separations, because referees at times have the tendency to over officiate a fight. So the fight depends on a lot of factors, and it could depend on a lot of the referee on how, so a lot of times, like guys like Tony Weeks, Jack Reese, these guys, they will let you fight your way out. They're not going to be, do a Kenny Bayless, just, every time they clinch up, here you go jumping in to get them out. Let's see how the fight produces. Let's see if they can get themselves out of their clinch. These guys at the end of the day are fighting, not the referees. So, it does piss me off when a referee does over officiate a fight. You know what I mean? So, but I do look forward to it. It's on the DAZN app. That app, I just downloaded it today, tonight rather, and it has a lot of fun stuff on it thus far. I just got to navigate it more. I did take a look at it with a friend of mine because he had it downloaded, up in Philly. So I wanted to check it out, to see about it myself. Of course, I'm going to watch it. And then the good thing about the app, the new media, people are watching most of this stuff. They spend most of their lives on your phone. So, you have the ESPN Plus app. Fox Sports has an app, Spike has an app, and a lot of these, HBO Go, HBO has their own app, so there are various apps that are needed. Everything is an app. Life is an app. You know what I mean? So you can watch that fight if you go to work. Like, let's say you work swing shifts. This fight's going to start at 4:30 and you go in at 4. Well, you're not going to see it until you get off. Well, the good thing is you can start streaming it right when you get off instead of waiting for it the next time it comes on, or, how HBO used to have it. Like, it comes on this Saturday, like the Canelo and Triple G will come on tomorrow. Well, a lot of times, if you miss it, you'd have to wait until the following week to watch it. Now that's on the app, you can watch it when you get off or anytime you get ready, you feel fit. You know what I mean? Walking out of work, you're watching it, to see what happens. Just turn off your sports notifications if you don't want to get spoiled to see who won. That's what I used to do when I worked at the casino back in the day, when, especially like guys like when De La Hoya fought Obakar. Now, this is back in the day. This is like 99. Okay. That's when De La Hoya fought Obakar, Ike Corte, and Felix Trinidad the same year. You know what I mean? So, we don't have to worry about that no more. We don't have to worry about somebody recording it. And then, you got to get home, you hit play and record on the VHS, so I'm going back there. But anyway, the DAZN app, it has a lot of fun stuff on it. It has some content. I know some Amir Khan content on there, and this fight looks like a good fight. The face-off was mediocre. It was okay, mostly because these two fighters respect each other. You see no bad blood. You got a handshake before the face off. After the face off, you have a handshake and respectful, guys, showing each other respect, shaking each other's, their trainers' hands and their promoters' hands, and they're going on their merry way. So, a lot of times when the respect is there, it tends to be a good fight because there's no bad blood. There's not a lot of animosity. They're just doing what they do in the ring, so, let's just hope, which I don't think that Joshua is overlooking Povetkin, because again, the only person to beat him was the person that gave him the most trouble, which is Vladimir Klitschko. So, and that wasn't even by knockout. That was just by decision, and they say, you never hook with a hooker, and Povetkin is a hooker. Alexander's a hooker, man, make no doubt about it. And he does have power. You can ask Hasim Rahman about that. And that's another guy on that list, along with Eddie Chambers. He beat all these guys, and he has a pretty good solid record. That's why it was an unfortunate thing for Deontay Wilder not getting that shot at him. You know what I mean? I got to say that, because Alexander Povetkin, but despite the ped use, if it wasn't for the ped use, no one would really even be questioning or criticizing his choice of opponent. But he was the WBA mandatory, and he's getting him out of the way, or he's facing him, by tomorrow. So anyway, the face-off was nice. It was, like I said, it was mediocre because it was respecting the camps. This is a legitimate fight. You got gold Olympian versus gold Olympian. Alexander versus Anthony. We're going to see who goes in and does what, and you guys tell me what you think about this. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.